Yeah.
Hello and welcome to yet another episode of The Rubber Match. I'm your host, Seth Weber. With me always my hetero life mate, Brian Freeland.
What's going on, y'all?
All right, we're back at it. We're going All-Stars East. Freeland's going to be on All-Stars East. I'm going to continue to be Ottawa. I'm going to spot him a goal since last time we didn't achieve our rubber match. And we'll see how it goes.
So tell me about your last 2 weeks.
We went to Galveston for last weekend. So it's kind of had like 2 4-day weeks, which has kind of been nice.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like vacations when you're a parent.
Yeah.
Fuss.
Not a real thing. Like,
no, it's like away parenting, right? Like you still have to do all the same shit you would do normally, but without all the stuff you normally have to do it with.
Yeah, like it's not relaxing. It's like you're basically teaching your kids what a vacation is supposed to look like for them. Like your vacation is over, and then maybe you'll get like another one when when the kids are in their 20s.
Yeah, I mean, luckily we just kind of had that one in Denver, but like it was, it just felt like it was just a lot of like just them and like making sure that they had all their stuff that they needed, and I was like, can I have some time to like sit down and not do anything? But that being said, the way the bedrooms were associated in this place that we stayed, because we went with my in-laws and then some like family friends of my wife's from England. I ended up in a room by myself.
Oh,
so I kind of had evenings, although the internet connection wasn't super great. But I definitely played. I definitely played a good deal of Marvel Snap, which we will get on to talk about. The other thing I did was listen to Derek Delgadio's audiobook for his book, AMORALMAN.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Which is exceptional. Really good. Yes.
Really?
Oh, damn. Oh man. It's really good, and it's an autobiography about him growing up. So he touches on a little bit of the same subject matter as in and of itself, mainly around his mom.
Yeah.
But then he goes into like how he got involved in magic, like working at a magic shop in his town, and then like how he got involved with the world of like bust out dealing, and then the time he spent in that world, and it's wild. Like absolutely wild. It's on Audible.
AMORALMAN. It's on Audible.
Yeah.
Okay. Hey, which reminds me, do you have any Audible credits?
Yes.
Can I have one?
Yes, I can. I can provide that service.
Like I don't have Audible. I basically just have friends who have Audible, and then I ask for credit.
Okay.
Like,
all right, that makes sense.
Because apparently, like, I don't know, are they like credits for like you can gift people, or like if they don't use it or don't read it? I don't know how it works. The reason I ask is like I have a friend who's like, hey, I'm not going to read these books or I have these credits. Does anyone want anything? And most of the time, like there's like audiobooks. I have to be very selective about it.
Yeah.
So it doesn't. I mean, I think he does too, but he just has like all these extra credits. So I just ask him when something comes up. But let me try to get it off Hoopla first. Do you know what Hoopla is?
No.
So Hoopla is like an app that libraries use to basically hold their digital collections.
Okay.
So if like my library system participates in Hoopla, then there are like ebooks and audiobooks and movies and stuff that I can get through them off of Hoopla.
Okay.
So let me check there first.
Okay. If not, I get a credit. I get at least one, I get one credit every month through work.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, I've got like 5 or 6 right now, but just like sitting there.
Oh, okay, all right.
The other book that I finished was Stephen Toast's autobiography.
Who?
You know, like Toast of London. Did you ever watch that show?
I didn't. Is it about? What's it about? Toast?
It's
not
about
about
an
Toast, is
actor.
it?
Oh, what the fuck?
What?
I don't know.
How
how
did
that
even happen?
I don't know. But
Can we replay that?
Yeah. Wait a minute. Where is it? Not. Oh, it's the end of the period. No, probably not.
Oh, wow.
I don't think. Like, unless you can. Let's go back at. No.
No. All right. Well, we're gonna have to watch back in the tapes. Okay.
Yep. Yeah. So Stephen Toast is it was a series. I think it ran 3 series, and it's
that goalie. All right. I need to get. Hold on. I'm getting that goalie's out.
It's Matt Berry, who was on like IT Crowd, and he's in Things You Do in the Shadows.
Okay.
And he plays like an aging actor who was like big in the like 60s or 70s, and nowadays he's just sort of doing voiceover and like occasional like film work, but he's like thinks he's a big deal, and he like over pronunciates everything, and he's sort of like an amalgamation of like actors that like Matt Berry happened upon like coming up in London. But it's fucking hilarious. Like, the show is great. It's a great show. I highly recommend it. But like, he wrote a book in character.
Oh.
And so it's him in character performing his audiobook, his autobiography. And it's awesome. It's really good.
Where can I watch that if I want to check it out?
I believe, I don't know. I watched it all. It was on Netflix. It wasn't, you couldn't find it like anywhere for a long time. And the last thing I remember it being on was Netflix. I don't know if it still is.
Probably like Acorn.
I checked there first and then see, whoa, where's he going? I fucking missed that.
Oh, what is he doing?
Oh, damn.
His girlfriend was in the stands or something. Wait, so I have to ask, do you or Anna or does Anna's parents, do they like subscribe to Acorn, like that British channel? It's like it's like a British streaming service.
I don't think so. They did.
Oh yeah.
There was a point where I think they were like subscribing to like the BBC iPlayer or some iPlayer where I was like they were logged into my iTunes account, and so like I kept getting charged for it and being like, who the fuck is doing this? And I was like, oh, you guys are doing it and you don't realize that it's on my account. Okay, cool.
Yeah, so bouncing all around. Is there anything new? If you had been there earlier, so Casey and I actually had a date day on Veterans Day, which is nice because we dropped Cameron off at preschool, and then we went to see Black Panther 2, Wakanda Forever.
Yeah.
Which is a movie.
It's a movie.
It's a movie. One of my friends has said, like, the best Marvel movies are like 3.5 stars, or like that's maybe not the best ones. Like for like the bar, the average is like 3 or 3.5 stars, and then occasionally like Captain America: Civil War, or I actually like Winter Soldier. Those to me are like 4-star movies. Yeah, Winter Soldier's really good because it's like that like DC political kind of thriller, right? And
I would actually maybe group. I'd kind of maybe put like the first Guardians up there too, like pretty close. Like, I think there might be like how it resolves is a little weak, but overall I think that's pretty solid. And not only that, but like I watched Army of the Dead.
Okay.
With David Bautista, and I was like, James really good at directing. Because David Bautista sucks at acting.
Yeah.
Or he knows, like, he understood, like, the role and got the right performance out of him. Minimal lines, I guess.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, there have been a few Dave Bautista movies. He was in like one of the Bond movies, and he's like, you're just the muscle, and that's all we really need you to be. I haven't really seen other performances from him. I've been like, it's okay.
All right, got one period left.
All right.
So Wakanda Forever.
But so Wakanda Forever. It is. So it was right off the bat. It was hard for me to separate Letitia Wright's like politics and that whole thing that was going into it into like Shuri as a character, right?
Yeah.
What?
The impossible goal. I was like, past the red line.
He was behind the line. Play it. He was behind the line.
Pass across. That's just a little bit in front of it. Then keeper back it up.
Front. And
it bounced off
the goalie. Wow. So, there were some things I didn't want to happen in the movie. It was like, who's going to be the new Black Panther? And it happened.
Yeah.
I was like, the guy who plays Namor, I don't know his name. He's really good. And, like, he's good. I would watch a movie with him or about, like, Atlantis.
Like an actual Namor movie.
Like he's strong enough, like, Attilan or whatever. He's strong enough to, like, carry a movie, I think, and I would watch it. His kind of motivations for as the antagonist don't always make sense. Like, they're just, if you press on it a little bit, like, there are parts of the movie that just don't make sense. But there are some new characters added, and nice. What I really like is, especially working in Boston and working in a charter school in Boston, I think the kids that I teach would find a lot of representation. So, like, there are scenes in Boston. There are kind of Latin American characters and scenes, and there's like a first like kind of South American / like Mesoamerica superhero.
Yeah.
There's a scene that takes place in Cape Verde, that takes place in Haiti, and where they speak Haitian Creole. There's of course like all of Wakanda. So like Casey and I were both thinking like our kids are going to see a lot that they identify with in this movie.
Yeah.
I think that's more important. That's more important to me than like kind of plot points and things themselves, because like the kids aren't really they're gonna see through it or not care about it as much as like, hey, there's a superhero who looks like me, and I think that's the strongest thing about it. So, but I am very excited. We saw a trailer for Quantumania, and Casey's like, "What? I don't understand what's happening." I was like, "Well, you haven't watched all of Loki, so you need to."
Yeah.
You're not gonna understand if you haven't been keeping up.
She's like, wait, now who's this guy?
Yeah. Yeah. I push my nerd glasses up, like, oh, that's King. Yeah. So we'll see. But I really like Jonathan Majors' performance in the Loki show. So it's just I'm really curious to see what happens with that movie. Oh no! Off the pole.
That was close.
Another shot. Oh
again.
Oh, both of them.
Oh, not that again.
So, and then I am 140 hours into Elden Ring.
Yep.
And by everything I've been reading, I'm 60% of the way through.
Okay.
And it's because people are like, why does it take you so long? It's like, well, because I'm trying to go for the platinum and get all the things, like collect everything, every nook and cranny. Yeah. So that's that's why I was like, I think I can actually do this, but that's probably why I haven't played a whole lot of games. Like, oh no,
what a save that was.
Like Minecraft, or because I think I would go nuts playing Minecraft.
There's a lot to do.
Yeah,
a lot to do.
So.
But you don't have to do any of it, or you can do all of it.
Right. But
all the time.
All right. Well, but I'm going down this time, so who knows? Let's find it out.
Ooh,
oh no! I've never seen that before.
I haven't seen that either. Holy God.
I didn't even know it was possible.
That was cool. I wish it just stayed broken for the rest of the game.
Yeah. Oh, I still thought I had it. So, what are your Thanksgiving plans?
Oh
no! Holy shit!
Pass it back to him. Ooh!
Wow,
that was a good one.
All right. Okay.
And again.
Yeah.
Thanksgiving. My mom comes in on Tuesday.
Okay.
And then she's here for a week.
Oh, nice.
So.
Yeah. Are you doing Thanksgiving at your place? Do you have to drive at all?
Yeah. No, we're gonna stay here. And his parents are, I think, going to see Sarah.
Oh, okay. Is she still in New York?
No, she
was like in the Midwest somewhere, right?
Yeah, she has a house in Minneapolis, and she has one in. She's been teaching in. I can't think of the place. Indiana, Evansville. But she's also been in England recently too. So I don't know where she's at right now. She's probably either in Minneapolis or Indiana.
Okay.
Ooh.
Oof.
Oh, yeah.
I can't believe I'm not scoring on you no goal in.
I'm trying to keep it as long as I can. What are y'all doing?
We are going up to New Hampshire, my sister-in-law's. So it'll just be my sister-in-law and her husband, and then the three of us. Which I'm really looking forward to. It's just kind of nice and small. So this will be, I'm keeping my fingers crossed, the first Thanksgiving that I will have been able to celebrate and really enjoy in 3 years. So 2 years ago, I took Thanksgiving week to take my qualifying exams, and I worked right through Thanksgiving because that's the only week of break I had. And then last year, I was like, I'm looking forward to it. It's the first time in 2 years. Last year, I got really sick, just head congestion and cold the day of. I didn't even eat on Thanksgiving. And my mom came up and cooked it up, and I was like, yeah, I can't eat. I went to a minute clinic or something the morning of Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
So, needless to say, I am looking forward to this one. I'm hoping that now, if my wife and her sister are going to be cooking, I'm sure that my sister-in-law's husband is like this 6'5" like Viking biker. Like it's Uncle Andy. Like he loves my daughter and my daughter loves him. But I would rather just kind of like sit and sip on bourbon all day and like hang out with him and watch movies. Like I don't want to be on Cameron duty. Like,
but you will be if they're cooking. You most definitely will be.
I know, but we're saying like this is the thing. It's like your vacation is just like it's not gonna. I'm just not. So I'm hoping that instead of like, oh hey, it's noon, let's get into some bourbon. Maybe I'll go with like a liqueur in my coffee, and then I'll just I can kind of take a back seat, but. We're going to let her watch we don't do a whole lot of screen time on movies.
Yeah, that's going to be a real break for parenting.
Yeah. The parades, we didn't see. So we don't have a TV in our house. It's when we watch things, it's on an iPad. So for her, that means that like when parades are on, unless it's streaming, oh my God, he was laid out before he could get the shot off. So she's going to be able to watch the parades live, and I think she's going to see, like, they always have like Disney characters or Snoopy or Charlie Brown or something. So I think she's going to see a lot that he was laid out just as he was getting the shot off.
I saw that coming a mile away. Set up
bitch. So I think she's going to have a good time. Like, this is the year, I don't know how it was with, like, your kids, especially your daughter, but, like, Cam's 3.5 now. She's, like, old enough to, like, get it and kind of, like, remember a little bit of what happened last year.
Yep.
Like, she's not a big fan of Santa Claus, but, like, Sven the reindeer comes to our house. Oh, nice. So, yeah, we'll see. Casey's family is like a big Italian family, and they're great, but, with 60 people at like a holiday meal, it's too much. Like, I can't find a place to like take a nap if I want to. Like, I'm forced into small talk about, people asking me about work because they only see me 3 or 4 times a year. Like, I don't have to do any of that. Like, so I'm thankful.
I'm kind of excited that, during this break, we got World Cup that we can watch. That's exciting.
What's that?
Like, the World Cup has started today.
Oh, did it really?
Yeah.
Oh. I didn't even know. Where's it being played?
Qatar.
Oh, I did read about that. So I didn't. I was listening to NPR. They've like banned all alcohol sales.
Yeah, they originally they said they were going to allow it like in the stadiums, I guess, or whatever, and then just last second decided not to.
Right.
So I'm sure the alcohol sponsors are really happy about that.
Yeah. I did hear about that on the news. That they were kind of doing a breakdown of that.
It's definitely not the best place, and like it usually is in the summer, but it had to be in the winter because it's fucking Qatar.
Right.
But I mean it's international soccer, so sure, why not?
Was that your lead scorer? I hope.
Yes, it was my center. Yeah, that's my best player.
Nice.
So I know you've been. Oh man, he just laid down. So I know I recommended at the end of last show, and since then you've been knee deep in Marvel Snap, right?
Oh, I've been balls deep in it. Like, it's my new toilet game.
It's perfect. It's perfect for that.
Yeah, it is like don't talk to me. I'm on my lunch break. Like, I'm sitting with a sandwich in one hand and Marvel Snap in the other. Yeah. So, it took me, like, I'm usually good about, like, reading and following directions, and it's like, I don't think it, off the bat, it explained everything as well as it could, or I didn't pay attention. But, like, for example, the difference between, like, and maybe it was self-explanatory, but, like, recognizing that some cards have, like, on reveal powers, and then some are ongoing. Like, I felt like it took me, like, a little while to, like, see that. What I like about it, though, is it seems to, like, stay pretty true to, like, characters. Like, Nightcrawler can be moved once in the game. And Apocalypse, like, if he's discarded or killed, he comes back stronger. It's like, it's like,
damn.
Yeah.
Oh, what the flippin'.
Yeah, like Wolverine's carded. If he gets killed, he, like, pops back up somewhere else. So I really, I like how, like, there's, like, the spirit of that, and then the places are pretty well represented. I don't know. It's pretty addicting. Yeah. So, do you have a favorite card?
Right now, I'm really loving. Like, I've gotten some really great wins using Doctor Strange.
Okay.
And it really, like, lets me look like I'm focusing in one on two certain lanes, because I'll usually give up one lane. Like, it's probably not the best thing to do. Like, but I usually say, like, no, I'm gonna.
No, that's usually what I do too. I'm like, like, you can focus on, like, you win the game with two. Yeah.
A lot of people don't seem to realize that, and I don't really understand why that is, but they don't.
Yeah.
I've seen people, like, double down on lanes that they're already winning, where, like, there's no mathematical way that I could win that lane.
Yeah, for sure. Right, and it's like, I'm seeing that. Like, at this point, and from the defense,
what in the world is happening right now?
Even when there's no mathematical way, there's also, like, a mathematical probability that, like, based off the way I'm playing, that it's probably not going to happen. Like, people aren't playing probability
about cards like Doctor Strange, or even, like, someone whacked me with Heimdall the other day. Where it just, like, shifted everything over, and I was like, oh man, I'm not ready for that, and he just it just wrecked me.
Yeah. One that I've really been doing well with is have you played the Devil Dinosaur card?
No, I've heard people talking about that, and that seems to be, like, what a lot of people are using. Is that and, like, Killmonger, I think, are the two, like, main cards that people have been using.
So I haven't seen Killmonger or played it. I got to tell you. All right. So, have you played? Has there been a game where Ego, the Living Planet, is one of the lanes?
No.
Okay. So, what happens is when that Ego card gets flipped, he plays the rest of the game for both sides.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. So he will, like, draw and move both players' cards for them, and there's, like,
so
no control.
Interesting.
You
so it's just a matter
whatsoever.
Your deck, but, like, not even. Oh my God! What the?
Right. So what I normally do when that happens is I snap it, and the other person usually retreats.
I had someone like, there was one where, like, it was a location where, like, I think it was a location that did it, that was all cards that get drawn from the opponent's deck. So you basically are playing the opponent's hand. And I was like, well, and, like, the second that showed up, he snapped, and I'm like, well, that's because you have a shit deck. Like, you're playing with my cards now. God damn.
You're right.
I think he beat me.
How many different decks do you have?
Of course you did. Yeah, I don't even know what you have.
How many different decks have you built?
I only have 2. I need to do some more, like just analyzing other combinations to try.
Yeah.
But, like supposedly, I've been trying to like weed out and try to not have 1-point cards. Because apparently the Killmonger, I'll call it a comeback. The Killmonger card will just wipe out all 1-point cards on the board.
Oh, wow.
Like all of them. Just takes them all.
What I've been trying to do is build a deck. So I have one, like, on reveal deck, and then, like, one of, I think it's either, like, the Odin or Onslaught. The very last is a 6, it costs 6 points.
Odin does
double
the
all.
Redo on reveal.
On reveal. So, like, I'll play Odin for that one. So I'll get to do on reveal twice, or with the Onslaught, I'll double the ongoing effects.
Yeah, I gotcha.
And an interesting one that, like, I haven't got it to work quite yet, but it's like cards that benefit from, like, being destroyed, like Nova.
Yeah, those seem like they're really hard to do.
They are, but, like, then I'll play it with a, like, Carnage or Blade or Deathlock.
Yeah.
So that I can, like, get the points from that.
Yeah.
One that I hate other players using is the Yondu card, because it's like, like, now I could take a chance and have it kill my Apocalypse card, so that I get like +4 when it goes back. But it's like it's risky, and I'm still playing around with it. It would be really cool if I could pull it off, but I don't know if it's going to be like my go-to deck.
Yeah. I was using that for a while. And then I don't remember. I've been using Jessica Jones a lot.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah. And I read some article about like the cards that you should be getting rid of, and it was like that after that time was when I like finally jettisoned Hulk. And I was like, okay, you're a lot of points, but like you don't give me anything else.
Right. Yeah. What do you remember where you read the article?
It was on Kotaku. But there's like a whole like
Kotaku.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's like a whole notion with all of those types of games where like you have to figure out what the meta is, as in like what the community has considered the way people are actively playing the game. Like there's a set number, there's like a set number of cards in any given hand that people are relying on at like the higher tiers when you get into like pool 2 or whatever it is.
Right.
But yeah, I think I'm hitting that point where I'm starting to definitely lose more than I was early on. But I also feel like the game does a good like introducing. Like, I think at the beginning, you're a mixture of computer and real players. Yeah. And they do a really good... They do a good job because you don't really know. Nice. I'm a whooping. I suddenly wasn't able to find a goal because, like, I put the goalie back in at 1-1.
Yeah. All right, we got ourselves a rubber match.
All right. Am I pulling, or are you going to go straight up?
I'm going to go straight up.
Okay.
All right. Let's see here. The good thing about when we do this, like we record on Sunday nights, is like I don't really have to be a father for this hour. Sunday nights. I really treasure it. So like last week when you're like, hey, we gotta it's not gonna work out. I'm like, well, I'm still gonna tell my wife I'm in here doing stuff.
I got social media I need to take care of.
Yeah. Yeah. I could be studying for my Massachusetts teacher educator license, ESL portion, but maybe I can get another hour in Elden Ring. Oof.
The other thing I finished before we left was She-Hulk. Did you finish that?
Oh yeah, I did. Yeah.
It was I liked the last couple episodes better.
Yeah.
Like I really loved the Daredevil episode.
Oh yeah.
But then like the last episode, I appreciated it from a perspective of like not wanting to conform to like the Marvelness of it.
Sure. But it was still
but it felt like a cop out. Like you didn't want to do any of that stuff, but then you came back and it was already sorted.
Right.
Right? Like the police were already there, and like it was kind of like, what? He didn't really do anything.
Yeah.
It just kind of resolved itself.
Yeah.
And I don't know. Like I get it, and I was like, this is pretty great that she's like talking to her own writer's room, and she's going to see Kevin.
Right.
But like it just didn't. Yeah. There's something about it that felt a little cop-outy.
Yeah. Yeah, I get that. Like, I appreciate it too, but it's also like, I was like, well, it's still messy, and I was like, is there going to be another season? Like, what does that look like? And do I?
Yeah.
I mean, I will, but I don't know.
Like, I want her to show up at least tangentially in Born Again somewhere. Like, I know she's not in the original story, but I think that would be a good thing to have her in there somewhere.
Yeah.
Like when he's at his lowest or whatever.
Yeah. Oh.
I think this week I'm definitely going to try to get caught up on Andor, because I've been hearing that the finale of that was extraordinary.
Yeah, so I've been hearing just great things all around from people taking 3 shots. Going in. So we tried, I was like, all right, Friday night I was like, let's curl up and watch something. But we're both teachers, or like in education. So Friday night's like, oh, we actually want to be in bed at 7:30.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah. I don't know. If you try that, you're going to be falling asleep in front of whatever you're watching.
Well, right. So first I was like, hey, I'm curious. Let's watch Don't Worry, Darling. And we're both kind of waiting for each other, but I was like, I feel like we need to like be awake to watch this. Nice. And then I was like, all right, why don't we try Abbott Elementary? Because we both heard great things, and I'm in elementary school, but like, then it just didn't happen. Cameron needed a lot at bed, and we just got frustrated. We go in there, she's playing with her glow sticks for like 2 hours, and it's like, yeah. Well, she was trying to make a bow and arrow like Merida and Brave. I'm like, no, I appreciate that, but that's not what we're doing right now. So I was like, we just went to bed. So like, I was like, oh, I'm kind of in the mood to watch something, and now I'm just too tired. So.
Last night, we both took a Delta 8 gummy and then watched Sugar Rush on Netflix, and it was the best.
What's Sugar Rush?
It's like a baking show on Netflix. It's not the best show, but it's sort of like Anna's go-to show when she wants to like do something. Like it's a perfect like background show.
Okay.
It's pretty great on a gummy.
I've tried like the Delta 8 gummy like twice, and I got like the helicopters both times, and I was like, I do not like this.
I tried a bunch of different kinds, and there's a company called 3Chi. They do like this comfortably numb one where like the gummy itself is like 12.5 milligrams of the Delta 8, and then it's like another 12.5 of like some sort of like CBD or derivative or whatever, and it's not as heady as like the other ones that I've tried. It's a much better feeling, and so right now those are like definitely my my go-to one, so I'll probably get some more of those. But they're called Comfortably Numb. They're really good.
Yeah, that might be a thing to do on Thanksgiving.
Oh, it was a good time. We were just out of it, just cackling at each other. It's pretty great.
Nice.
The other thing I'm going to do this week is there's a game that came out that I listened to this podcast. The McElroy brothers have a video game podcast. I think I've talked about it before, called The Besties. And they talked about this game when it came out, but it was only available on like PC and Xbox at the time. But it just came out through Netflix. So like you can get the game and you can play it if you're a Netflix subscriber.
Right.
It's called Immortality.
Okay.
And it's like a FMV type game, as in like it has like actual like movie like video clips in it.
Okay.
But it's supposedly like exceptional. Like it's supposed to be really, really, really good. And I just saw that it came out on iOS. Which I've been waiting for at the same time on those, and I think it got delayed, but it just came out, so I downloaded it today. So I'm going to be trying to play that this week.
Get back. I don't know why, but I tend to pass to your players a lot. Oh, yeah. All right. Come on. Yeah, I don't know if like your players are just really good at intercepting my passes or.
Oh no.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Oh, don't give us another one. There we go.
Oh no.
Other end. End to
All
end.
right. We got a game.
End to end stuff.
I need to. I need to find a ball cap to turn around. So we were reading Cameron a story. This was like last Saturday, and she was like, eyes are getting heavy. We're like, cool. And then we hear this pop, and all the lights went out in the house.
Oh no!
And we're like, what the hell was that? And a truck ran into a telephone pole, or like some kind of like electric pole, and it wasn't. It was basically just our block. Like everything went out. So I walked down there, and she doesn't know what's going on because she hadn't had a blackout before, so she didn't know why we couldn't flush the toilet and why there were candles and her shusher didn't work, and I was like, I couldn't go to sleep because my CPAP, I didn't have the back of the battery pack for it. Oh no! So I go down there, and cops are saying, it'll probably be about 3 hours, and I'm looking at it, I was like, there's no way. There's no way it's going to take 3 hours. But whatever. So I started reading All Quiet on the Western Front because it's getting some early Oscar buzz. And I was like, it's. I have a list. When I say my book list of things I want to read, it's about probably 1,000 books long. But I was like, all right, sure. I have a copy of it. Let's start it. And but by that point, like, Cameron couldn't go to sleep, and Casey went downstairs because she was crying, and Cameron fell asleep in my chest, and it was basically like she's a light sleeper, so like I would like nod off and do like I couldn't breathe, and she'd be like, "Daddy, you okay? Daddy, breathe." And I was like, "Oh Jesus, like this is not working out." But it was like that till 3:30 in the morning when the power went back on, and then all the lights in the house came back on. And so everybody's up to like 5. It was rough. It was rough. Oh. But super super glitchy. When it gets super glitchy, my hope is. Oh.
That is not your hope.
Was that me? I couldn't even see it. Was that me?
Yeah, I passed to you and you skated into the goal.
Yeah. So, my plan usually when it gets glitchy is like, I see like a red glitch head down there, and I just like hold down the circle to give it a slap shot and hope it's hard enough
to get it out.
Yeah. And it's funny. It's not like in the whole game. There's just like, if I notice it when we play 2 games, it usually doesn't happen. But when we play 3 games, it's like the third game is usually super glitchy for some reason. Yeah.
The one that means the most.
I don't know either. Oh, this is looking like the last game, except the tables have turned.
Yep.
All right, I can cut that. Yeah, what, let's see. Are you a pie person? I'm trying to remember. Like, in terms of like pies?
Not particularly, no. Like, we have, like, at work, we have, like, a general cake pie. It's always a question I get to ask. And
right.
I'd take cake all day over pie.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
See, I think cake has some of the highest, like, it can either be, like, really high bar, and then there's nothing better when it's cake. It can also be a really low bar, and then there's nothing worse than, like, a bad cake. So I think,
I'd still take a bad cake over a bad pie.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just dry. It's dryness. I mean, like, I know cakes can be dry, but, like, a dry pie is on another level of, like, needing something. Like,
yeah.
Get that out of your mouth.
Dry pie. So, do you have a favorite cake?
That's a good question. No, not particularly. Yeah, I don't think I do like a good ice cream cake. But I think that's also from like growing up and like us having a Carvel.
Okay. So I know your parents are pretty strict about growing up. Like, what was dessert like? Were they strict about like dessert?
Dessert was typically
or was it more just like I couldn't come into your house?
It was both. It was both of the things. I think it was typically limited to like just sort of like Oreos. That was probably the most. Actually, there was a point in time. There was a brand of stuff that came out in like the 90s, I would say. It was called MicroMagic, and they do like fries and burgers, but they also did milkshakes. So you would put a milkshake in the microwave.
Okay.
And it would really just take it from like a solid block to something that you could actually drink like a milkshake.
Okay.
I don't even remember that. You don't remember that? They were like red, and the fries had like they were like a little tub, or not a tub, but like a box that would have like the kind of like the Hot Pocket type crisping section in it.
Oh, right.
They were okay. They would never really get crispy either. But those milkshakes, I remember them fondly.
Yeah, so my dad did all the grocery shopping, and so everything was always like super healthy. It was it was like whole wheat bread, skim milk, Like we never had like really any oh no.
I thought I'd kept it, but you got it back and then just put it in. Oh no.
We didn't have a whole lot of junk food in the house. I remember the first time I had 1% milk. I was like, why is it so creamy? And then you know what's funny? We didn't really have soda in the house until I got to high school and started having friends over. And then I was like, oh yeah, just like Barks root beer and big like BJ's baked cookies. I mean, when I talk about golden days of like the Freeland house,
yeah,
that's it.
Lipton brisk iced tea.
Not get better than that. What's that?
Lipton brisk iced tea.
Oh yeah, in the big like water container that if you pull the knob out too fast, it would shoot out all over like the floor. You remember that? Whoa, that's fast. It's like, yeah, the top is cut out. Gotta be careful. Man, that last game was pretty close.
That was very close. Very close.
I thought I was going to get it too. I thought it was going to be tied.
Yeah.
Oh man.
All right.
So yeah. Hopefully over Thanksgiving I'll be able to watch some content. Have a little bit more to talk about than just Elden Ring. Although I am pretty convinced that so in Elden Ring there are these things that like guide people. They're called like the two fingers, and like you use these things called like there are different fingers to like enter like another player's online game, like the PvP.
Yeah.
So there's like a severed finger. There's a pickled finger. And I was like, between Game of Thrones and this game, I'm pretty sure that George R. Martin is a finger fetishist. There's a lot of fingers in his work.
Yep.
And it's it's odd.
Yeah.
It's odd.
Yeah. Yep.
So, yeah.
We'll leave that claim as it stands.
That's all I got.
We will see you all next week on The Rubber Match. Bye, all.
Take care.